Well, hello there. Well, nobody's there, of course. 0 and 0. Welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and buy our community outlines. Learn more. Look at that. Fingernails dirty again. They don't stay clean very long, do they? Guess I should be doing dishes by hand more. Oh well, look at this. 24 seconds. Nobody's here, but I'm here. And oh look, you even have a shadow of my phone. So I decided to come and visit Mary Jane. Look at this nice shirt she gave me. Pretty, eh? Anyway, so here I am, and it snowed, and snowed, and snowed. And Mary Jane's very different from me. She's like, I can't get snowed in. No, absolutely not. I cannot get snowed in. And so, like, we went out there 3 times and shoveled the snow. Like, in my world, people never shovel snow until it's finished and it stops. But she's absolutely right that without anybody around to help do it, hello, hello, someone's here. Why are we frozen? What is going on here? Do I have too many things open? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. There. I had 21 things open. Why is it frozen at 19? What is going on? There. Okay, that's better. Now, so, is there something that we should talk about? I forget these things. You know what I did yesterday? I put some cream on one side of my face, and I didn't put any on the other side. So, and then I went to put it on again. I thought, put some more on that side and not on that side. I thought, this is stupid because it's obviously going to help. And so I'm going to have a really dry side and one that's better. Hello, Patricia. How are you, dear? You're not having any more fires out there, are you? You know what? These Australian fires? Like, the whole church fasted for the Australian fires yesterday for Fast Sunday. And now today, there's 58 people. Good. There's 58 people that have been arrested so far. I think they're really big when I get really close. What are those dots? They're gone now. Whatever they were, they're not there. Thank you for the thumbs up. Let's see. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, the fires in Australia. 58 people have been charged with setting fires. Can you believe that? That's amazing. I wonder if they've been arrested all along or they just got arrested. Anyway, it's pretty terrible over there. I wouldn't like it if I lived in a city and my whole city was on fire. Okay, all right, see you later. Goodbye. I guess it will not be buffering later when you watch it, right? Once it's uploaded, then it'll just be a regular old video. 210, 211, 212, 213, 214, 215.
14 full moons in 2020. January 10th, a wolf moon. February 9th, a snow moon. March 9th, a worm moon or supermoon, and a supermoon. April 7th, pink moon, supermoon. May 7th, flower moon. June 5th, strawberry moon. July, buck moon. August, sturgeon moon. September, corn moon. October, harvest moon. Oh, that'll be beautiful. October 31st, blue moon. Cool. November 30th, beaver moon. December 29th, cold moon. That's very cool.
I know the harvest moon. I've seen that one before. Good. I'm glad it's better now. So, when I drove to Georgia and back, it was the full moon. It was amazing. It was great. Hey, you know what we did? We made bacon. I don't know if you know how to cook bacon the way I cook it, but first of all, I keep it in the freezer. So does Mary Jane. And you take it out and you take the plastic off it, and maybe take it out of the paper and put it on paper towels with some on top. And then, and you cook it for like a minute or two, and just enough, and it'll let you take one off the edge, right? And then you put them, one or two, you put them beside each other, and you put paper towels around them. Don't stack them up, but put them beside each other, and then just put paper towels under and over. I don't know how many, maybe 3 under and 3 over. You could use a cloth, I suppose, if you really wanted to. Anyway, and then you cook it for about a minute per piece. Mary Jane needed help getting her house ready, so I came over to help get her house ready. So anyway, you take the bacon and you microwave it for 1 minute per piece. And then you know what we did? We took avocados. You know the avocados from, yeah, they are great. Avocados from Mexico, it's like the blood diamonds. The cartels have now taken over the avocado trade because it's so lucrative. 1.5 million a week. Anyway, it's very lucrative. So they have, they're forcing all the farmers to plant avocados or to give them part of the yield or something. Anyway, so it's really a bad thing going down there with the avocados now that they're so wonderful and everybody loves them and wants them. This is a big wrecking, it's not just cartel for drugs now, it's cartel for avocados. Google it, look up avocado wars or avocados. Anyway, so I suppose we shouldn't really eat too many avocados. But if you don't eat any, of course, then the people that make their living selling avocados don't get that either. But, how do you, it's a pretty bad situation. Anyway, I digress yet again. So what we did is we cut the avocado up, because these were such good avocados, and in strips, and then we wrapped them with bacon. That was so good. I used a really crunchy piece. I like to cook my bacon for longer than a minute. If you do several, usually it averages out to 1 minute per piece. But if you only do one, it might take a little longer, maybe 2 minutes. But you could do 2 at 3 minutes, generally. Well, whatever. Hello, Mike. Good to see you again. You're looking very well. Dapper, that must be it. And I like the way you've done your hair. Anyway, so avocado wrapped around bacon wrapped around avocado turns out to be very good. Yes, I would offer some to you, but I kept thinking of turning the video on. We had such a lovely day. It snowed all day, and so we would go sit outside and watch it snow. And at one time, it was coming down so hard. But it got warm today enough that all the snow that we had shoveled was getting heavier. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. So we had shoveled it off, and if you walk on snow, oh yeah, I was going to do a video on shoveling snow. First of all, the first thing you need to remember about shoveling snow is that you do not walk on it. You have your snow shovel right beside the door, always. You have a snow shovel by every door. If you have to go out that door, you immediately shovel from the very exit. And you just shovel and push the shovel right ahead of you wherever you got to go. Hi, Cheryl. Anyway, and so this way you're getting rid of all the snow that's in front of you before you walk on it. Well, I don't know how much snow we have. I think we got about 6 inches last night here where we are at Lake Simcoe. And the reason you don't step on the snow is because if it's anywhere near the freezing mark, or even if it's not, you compress the snow under your foot and it leaves a little bit And so when you shovel or snow blow, you get these areas of footprints, which then will become more and more solid and be ice. And you don't want all these ice footprints out there. It never snows there. Well, what can I say? We are very lucky. Some people like to have no snow because shoveling snow can really be painful. So Mary Jane, when there's about like this much snow, she said, let's go shovel it. Let's get rid of it. And I thought, what? You're going to shovel it for that much? You know, you're going to have to go shovel it again because it's going to keep snowing. We'll have another one, another one. And if we had not shoveled, by the time it was done, no snow in California. And if we hadn't done that, we would have had 6 inches. And then it got warmer, a little bit warmer. It was around the freezing mark. And so, of course, the snow starts to compact, which makes you think you can push more snow, but it's actually heavier, so you can't. You have to take even smaller because there's snow, which was as big as now this big. Anyway, it gets very heavy. Yes, the eastern end of Lake Ontario. That's pretty bad out there, isn't it? Hello in the UK, Sue Hennessy and Cheryl T and Patricia S and Sun Uzaili Bukuku. Are you Turkish? Is that name Buikucu with the umlauts over the U's? Now the name San is like Vietnamese. Well, hello, Noah Probert. We were just having a little conversation about the snow. And when you shovel snow, and even if you don't have any, remember this, because you can always give advice to somebody else. I mean, you know, isn't it good feeling to say, aha, I know, I can help you. Turkish, isn't that interesting? I kind of, I don't know. Son, how do you say it? Well, I guess you can't tell me how you pronounce it because you can't talk. I don't know how you can't talk. So they will soon have a thing so that you can talk. Or maybe it'll just be Siri reading it aloud, but she'll make a mess of it. Anyway, I digress yet again. So when you shovel snow, first thing you must do is you must not step on the snow because you don't want to make compressed snow into footprints which will later turn to ice. So you shovel that all away without stepping on it. So first thing you need to do. Second thing you need to know is it's probably a pretty good idea to shovel it a few times when it's not very much, because when it's a lot, every shovelful ends up having to be lifted up and tossed over. But if you could just go a long way and shovel it, then you can pick it up with your foot. You sort of pick the shovel up with your foot and kick it up onto the snowbank or something like that. You got it? Is there anything else I should tell them? So if you're getting the snow off your car, there again, you want to shovel a place where you're going to walk along your car first. And then you want to wipe your car off so that it's not going to go where you just shoveled. It could go there, that's okay. But not where you're going to walk. Where you have walked is okay. So you got to get yourself out there, then shovel it off. And it depends what the snow is like. If it's really cold, all the snow will just blow away if you wait long enough. Well, depends if you've got enough wind. Like leaves. We had this tree in Smith Falls. We had this tree that would lose all of its leaves. It was in the front yard, and it would lose its leaves after everybody in the neighborhood had been doing leaves. And it was so late that it was just about before the snow flew. So if you didn't get out there and do something about it, and our lawn was not as big as the tree. And it was, so the wind would blow, the leaves would go all over the neighborhood. And of course I wasn't ever on top of anything. I had all these children, so I couldn't get out there and rake, and I didn't really care about raking because I think leaves are good for the yard. Anyway, so in a few days, all my leaves were gone. It had blown away. Isn't that a good idea? I don't think the neighbors cared for that very much. But you know, there's always this random tree in the neighborhood whose leaves blow all over the place. I mean, it's all the other random trees with leaves have already blown all over the place and everybody else has already picked them up. You know how that is, right? Oops. So Mary Jane and I came up here because we were working on cleaning up this room, putting everything where it goes and moving some furniture around, making everything all perfectly handicap accessible. Yeah, the leaves are great compost. They also protect the ground. Like if you have leaves on your perennials, that's a really good thing because the ice melting and thawing will heave your roots and they'll break them. I really should wash my nails before I start making videos. Nothing worse than finding out how filthy your nails are after you're not there. Well, hello, Jimmy Pool 3. Nice to see you. You're looking well. Very dapper, I must say. Yes, like the way your hair is. All right, so, oh, here's a question. You did pronounce my name super close, by the way. So it's Son. I had some friends in Vietnam. Nguyen Ba Son. N-U-Y-G-E-N. Nguyen, N-G-Y-U-E-N. Anyway, Nguyen Ba Long. And there was Son. I don't remember his last name. Anyway, back in 75, back when you guys were only an idea. Some of you were right there. But anyway, so when Vietnam fell, oh, you started having short nails. Well, oh gosh, they look so bad. When they grow, I bite them and take them off. Or I cut them, but I don't usually. My daughter will cut them for me. She cut one hand one day and she didn't cut the other hand. So this hand she hadn't cut, and they all broke, and they're all the same length as they grow back. Those are longer. She cut them first. And then these all.
Elida or Scarlet?
Scarlet. And these, we just made bacon. And I did wash my hands, but not my fingernails. How do they get so dirty? Same there, Patricia. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you do that too? That's probably a good idea. Especially, I show up in the temple and I find out then I'm not. My nails are still dirty. Oh, no, this is horrible. And so I have to go scrub my nails. Scrubbing your nails is a lot easier if you just wash the dishes with your hands. Yep, that's my hints from Heloise. I was thinking of turning on the camera and offering you some of that amazing bacon-wrapped avocado. I thought you might like that. Just cook the bacon in the microwave, because if you put it on paper towels and put paper towels over it, it absorbs all the fat. You're not fancy enough. Well, mine just grow. Mine mostly break because I just do things and they break. So they don't usually get very long, but sometimes in the winter they'll get longer. Depends on what what I do. If you wash too many dishes, then your nails will just become mush, become soft, and We used to eat gelatin to make our nails hard. They really look bad. I mustn't show them to you anymore. I remember that. Nancy, make a note. Do not show them. Hey, you know what? I have this dyslexia thing, I think. I've never been diagnosed with dyslexia. I have ADHD. But what, they're all just names. But, so this, you drink milk. Do you have pain? Milk gives me so much pain in my arms, my bones, and in my muscles. Oh, it's terrible. My knees. Click, 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 click. Anyway, yet again, I digress. What are we talking about? Can I rewind this? I need to rewind my life. I need to watch it again so I'll know what's happening. Hey, I could turn on the live stream with another device. Once you're, goat milk. Oh, that's probably fine. Good job. That makes your nails grow, I guess. I don't know. Hey, witchy one. 131. Now, where did you get a number like 131? Witchy 131, because it rhymes. Sounds good. Somebody else already had witchy 1, and you had to come up with some number, and you didn't want to start with 1, 2, 3 until you got a vacant one. Your BD. BD. Best daughter? No, you're... Oh, thank you, Sherry Cola. My dyslexia. So if I look at a phone number and I'm trying to take it from the written phone number that my eyes are taking, I say it out loud, hoping that my ears will hear it. And then I go back to the paper, another paper, and I'm looking again, and I want to put that same number there. And I can't do it. I cannot do it. I can do 1 or 2 numbers, or 1 or 2 or 3. If I say it over and I'm saying it over and over while I'm getting there, really helps to write things down. But then you have to use paper and pen, and that's sort of passé, don't you think? But just have a little notebook in your pocket with a little pen there that can get the pen can break open and you can get ink everywhere. You should use a fountain pen if you want to get ink all over yourself. Instead of a ballpoint pen, use a. I just said the name. It was a good name. Fountain pen. That's right. We still use fountain pens. Yeah, I think I always had this problem. I don't remember it so much as a child, writing down math problems and things. But I just really notice it with telephone numbers. If I try and do a telephone number and I can't just push the button, like we have to phone this company, Distributel, and we pay $20 a month, and then it gives us free calling in the United States. And we're in Canada, right? So for $20, I have free calling. But I have to dial this long number, and then I have to dial the other number. And my sister and my cousin, I know her number. My sister's number I can never remember. And so I have to dial this other number, and I can either tell my phone to dial this. It makes my life very difficult. I put numbers backwards, and then I get them all wrong all the time, always getting the numbers wrong. But what I was going to say is Mary Jane was sitting beside me telling me the password for the computer, for the Wi-Fi. So I was typing it in as she said it, and I immediately typed it in, and I realized there was no visual at all, and there was no verbal from me. So I didn't have to think about what I was seeing or what I was saying. All I had to do was, it was going right in my ear and right out my hand. It was coming out exactly like it was said. And I realized that in the routing it from in my ear, if I had to say it out loud, yes, it is a pain to remember things and silly spelling. Yeah, so you have it too, eh? I wonder why we got dyslexia. I wonder what it comes from. But there's something in the brain where there's a connection that's not working. I was a pretty good student, nothing like my sister. She was straight A's all the time without fail. I got mostly B's, and the odd C and the odd A. I was pretty much a B student, I guess. But you know, I didn't really apply myself. That's what the principal would always say when I was sent to her office. I was not really a very good example of a good student. I usually got C in citizenship. Citizenship is like how you act, your behavior. I get C in citizenship. I would blurt things out in class. If I thought it, it came out. No breaks. Put mouth in gear and then, no, apply brake before putting mouth in gear. Well, I do like to read for information. And I like to read Twitter. And I like to glance at Facebook. Twitter is more interesting, though, because I follow all kinds of agency. Well, not agency. I don't know. You know, like NASA and space stuff and different stuff. The news in Australia and you know, many different places. So I get a lot of information from Twitter. I really like Twitter. I didn't know really how to use it at first, but a tweeting thing, you get tweets from, you know, all the people The Bible. I love reading the Bible. Yes, I do love that. And the Book of Mormon. That's very nice. I always feel very enlightened when I do that. But I don't read novels, no. Because I think that my life here is pretty interesting. And I have enough things happening here that I don't really want to take a break from my life and read about a life that, first of all, didn't really exist, right? A biography might be good, but only if I really admire that person and want to know more about them. But if I don't, then I wouldn't bother. And even then, reading, I have these great intentions. We get these magazines, right? Like at the Ensign, it's got really uplifting messages every month. And I put it in a certain place, and I never open it. Somebody gave me a book to read the other day, and I have it sitting there. And now beside that book, I have several more books. There's lots of books that move around in my house. There's one I have in the bathroom. It's by Dwayne Crothers. It's Prophecy. And it's all these prophecies about the very last days. It's a very, very interesting book. But it's rather scary. It's very scary. But anyway, it is what it is. So I don't think about it, and then I won't get scared. So for me in reading, like if I want to know how to make baskets, I have all these reference books. Most of the books in my house are reference. I don't think I have any. I may have about 4 novels or something. There's some, like The Bones Show, that was written by Reich. I don't remember who. But anyway, so there's some stories in there from, Bones. I like that, but I didn't ever finish it. You see, because you have to keep the attention going on one thing like that. I could read the scriptures because I don't have to read them all. I could just read a verse or two or something that I'm curious about. I don't have to, but when you're reading a novel, you really have to remember where you are and find that spot and remember what was going on. So you better not wait too long. And if I were to spend a whole day reading a book, I would think that I had wasted the whole day. I might enjoy it, this whole thing of being in another world where something is happening that isn't like what's happening. But you see, for me, it would be like an escape. So if I was really bored, if I was sick or something, I was really bored, had nothing to do, and I had to lay there anyway, then I could read a book. And I might enjoy it very much. But otherwise, I guess I don't. I read books that are about how to do things, how to make a bandsaw box, how to use porcupine quills, how to tan a hide, how to make stained glass, how to make baskets. I have so many basket books, so many different kinds of baskets and different people. Boy, I really look younger like this, don't I? You can't see the jowls. Just see if I go down here, you can really see the jowls. But from up there, it looks really good. I could look at that thing and you could see my eyes. I didn't get the glasses with the non-reflective because they put all this scratch resistant stuff on. And then on top of the scratch resistant, they have one little layer of this anti-glare or however many layers. But it scratches. You can scratch it all up and you have ruined your glasses. So I don't care what I look like. So if you can't see me, I've got my problem. There, try to see me now. There, I can hide. I'm looking right at you, I'm looking right at you, you can't stop me. Try doing that to your grandchild. I'm looking right at you, you can't stop me. Hello, Josh. Oh, I'm so sorry about Australia. Our whole church fasted and prayed for you yesterday. The whole church, which is like, 14 or 18 million? How many people are in the church now?
16, I think.
16 million people, some of whom prayed for you, many of whom fasted and prayed. Now, they said that 58 people have been charged with starting fires in Australia. What is it? 54. So when did that happen? Like, is this all been arson going along
How are these? I mean, what do you know about that part? I know, so sad. I mean, it's right in your cities, right? How far away from you are the fires today? Of course, I guess once the fire has been through and burned everything, it doesn't come back, right? And if it missed your house, then you're in the clear, right? Fire. There is a poem I really like. It's called Ice and Fire by Robert Frost. Do you remember that one? See if I can remember it. We used to learn poetry in school. We used to have to memorize it. Some people say, how does that go? Yeah, I'm in pain. We've been hanging out, working on cleaning up this place and moving things. Okay, wait a minute. I got to read everything. And Mike, you said, oh, wait a minute. Did my children inherit my dyslexia? Well, I can't really tell you about my children without, telling about my children, but they probably wouldn't want to know. But yes, it has gone down the lines, but not everybody or anything. But a lot of factors. Although we have a mega fire currently, which is 500,000 hectares, the bush regenerates itself after a few years. It's about 20 minutes from me. Wow, 20 minutes away. And so you must get a lot of heat and smoke. A lot of smoke. Is it yellow smoke? You can't see the sun. Does that help? I mean, if you get enough smoke, does that cool it down because you don't have the hot sun and wind? Probably not enough. Because smoke is not known for putting out fires, is it? Or as a deterrent. All these fires for all the time, it's always been out in the bush, in the woods, in the, the forests and all those beautiful places. Yeah, I bet your asthma's terrible. Yeah, do you have a mask? Is everybody walking around wearing masks now, or are they all sold out? Send me some photos. Thank you. I would like that. I feel really bad for you. I feel really bad for you. I mean, there's so many people, and you've got ocean around you, and it's not like you got a long way to flee. So are you supposed to evacuate?
Okay.
Oh, I hear noises from Mary Jane. See, she's in the corner. I think she's going to be getting busy again. We might have to get up and go to get something done. Well, she's really cleared this off. She had a whole dresser full of all these drawers full of stuff. The dresser she took downstairs. I don't know how she did all this. She has rearranged the furniture in the entire house. Yeah, the Navy has been evacuating entire towns, but aren't there like millions of people onto ships? That's really something. Oh, here's a photo. I'm going to look at Josh's photo. So you cannot look at it right now because then everybody will have to go away. Look, now we're stuck. We're buffering. Hi, Mary Jane. Mike Landry says hi.
Hello.
He says hi back. Hundreds of thousands of people they're putting on ships, Mary Jane. Hundreds of thousands. This is a huge catastrophe. It's amazing that well, it's terrible anybody's lost their life, but this is really, it better not get worse. 5 billion animals have died? That's too many animals. I saw a picture of a joey, a baby kangaroo. Why are we buffering? Anyway, I saw this picture of a baby kangaroo, and he was like fried to the fence. Isn't that terrible, Dawn? Abadum Dawn. And somebody else said is a Dawn here. Who said Dawn? Dawn Weideman. Hello, beautiful lady. It's great to hear you live. Well, you can only hear me when I'm live because... Hi, Mary Jane. Hope you have recovered okay after your fall in the water.
Thank you.
Thank you, she said. Our government isn't very good. We have had private people, comedians, raise 400 million plus. Yeah, I heard that there was a lot of people, a lot of Canadian dollars were raised. Of course, when you send them to Australia, they're probably not very big dollars anymore. Why am I buffering? What's going on? Oh, there, now it's working. I went out and came back in. I'm sorry. I really am. I didn't mean to do that. So the dyslexia, I think there's a connection in your brain it's not happening because I'm thinking that my ears, here I am, I'm back. I'm glad you're thankful. I hope the money is raised for Australian people actually go to the people where it is needed. Yeah, that's the trouble with all this stuff. You really have to, each person make your own page on the internet, and then people can help individuals. So I guess homelessness is going to go right through the roof, eh? These poor people. And you can't go to visit your family and stay there because they got the same problem. You pretty well have to leave the island, right? Can you go inland? There's no brush fires in the middle, it looks like. Or is it desert? What's it like in there? Must not be very nice. But all those animals. But I thought the fires were all around the edge. Why didn't the animals move into the middle a bit? I guess you just can't get out. If the raccoon lives under the deck and the fire comes, you can't run to the wilderness. It's very sad. We don't know what these animals are like. The mega fire is basically surrounding Sydney now. And is it burning Sydney? It's enclosing itself on the city? Well, I guess our prophet knew that is what's going on, and that's why he asked us all to fast for you. Some days it's still pitch black because of the smoke at 11 a.m. Money raised for Kenya was all stolen. Oh, man. We really should just bring all you guys over. You should just take those Navy ships and just go to Canada. And you'd all end up on the West Coast. Well, it's nice out west. It's milder than the east anyway. There's so many people in the world that are having terrible problems. Even in Miami, they've got flooding on the streets. You heard about that? There's intersections. The high tide is higher than it usually was, and all these things are changing. There's a western suburb in Sydney called Penrith, and it's the most western suburb in Sydney, and it's being burned as we speak. Oh my gosh. And is it a westerly wind? So is it going to work its way through the city? 100,000 people live there in Penrith. We do need to do something about climate. I'm amazed at the next generation, or the generation after that. I'm a hey boomer now. Hey boomer! That's me. I was actually a little bit late for baby booming. I was born in 55. The war was over in 45. So the baby boomers showed up after the war. Funny how that works. It is, and fanning towards the sea. So if you go out to the sea, and is the sea shallow enough that you could go out a long way to get away from the fire? Or it doesn't drop off quickly, does it? People out there swimming, because everybody went to the beach, and I was thinking, are they standing on the beach or are they in the water? I was thinking about me. If there's a fire nearby and it's hot, I'm not going to be standing on the beach. I'm going to be in the water. I know. So sad. So sad. So awful. So terrifying. So are you going to get out of there? Where can you evacuate to? And when they pick people up on the water, where do they take them? It's like you got to find a new place. Take them to New Zealand or something. It's not burning over there, is it? Shows you what I know about these things. Hey, look at my eyes. I can see my eyes. I can see that they're not looking right where I am. And they keep moving. Not really. It's not as simple. Unfortunately, cruise liners are even going to pick people up. It's actually sort of amazing, as New Zealand has cupped the smoke from the fires 5,000 kilometers away. Is that right? Is that how far away New Zealand is? 5,000 kilometers away? What is nearby? I wonder what's nearby. Don't you have some little islands out there? Papua New Guinea? Is that nearby? Anyway. Oh, you're not saying that the islands are 5,000 miles apart. You're saying that the smoke has carried 5,000 miles. We're still here. This is a great mirror. There, it's blocking the sunshine. But if I turn it correct, yes, 5,000 miles of smoke. It's a lot. That's a lot going on. This climate change is really, it's really. But what I was going to say is that your generation, I imagine you're younger, I'm amazed. First of all, there was somebody who did not win the Nobel Peace Prize who discovered a bacteria that would eat plastic and completely get rid of it. They didn't win the Nobel Prize, but so somebody is working on that. So that could be the end of the plastic once that is happening. However, knowing bacteria, it's probably going to be a plague that will kill everybody. But you're 23, yes. So your generation are coming up with great ideas on fixing the climate. You know, there's the things like the weather. They have the airplanes that they have go back and forth, and by afternoon, all the trail spreads. It's called geoengineering. They are changing the climate by blocking out the rays of the sun. And there's CO2 removal, people removing CO2 from the atmosphere if they can, or the air. And then there's also, oh, you know what? I was watching One Strange Planet, One Strange Rock, which is about the Earth as found out by the astronauts out there. There's like this, whenever you see the Earth, you see this little blue line around it. Well, that blue line is like 10 miles long, 10 miles high. And that is our atmosphere. That's all there is. There's just 10 miles of it. I mean, you can walk to that far. And that's all we got to breathe. Anyway, climate change is such a big thing. You know, China is having their own little boom. So they're not going to back off on that, I think. Okay, what did you say? 23. Speaking of weather, the fires are so intense here, they're creating their own weather patterns. The lightning starts new fires. It's a mess. Oh my gosh. So tell me about these 54 people that have been charged by dry winds. They say it's 40 degrees there. I don't think it's ever been 40 here. I think it's been 33. I think that's the highest it's ever gotten. What's 40? 40 and 40 is 80 plus 32 is 112. Wow, I have a friend that lives in Dubai, and she said that her daughter's air conditioning didn't work in her car, so she couldn't go out because it was 45 degrees. And that would kill you without air conditioning. How hot has it been there? Isn't this cool to have real time? Except that I'm lagging. I can see lagging. Yeah, it's lagging. My hand is taking a long time to move. Laggy, laggy. I can't show you my dirty fingernails again. They don't look so bad when I look at them like this, but when I look at them in there, they're really bad. Basically, okay, here. I love your responses. Yes, basically, people ranging from 8 to 79 have been caught lighting fires, including some volunteers from the Rural Fire Service. Some your temperature reaches 45 degrees. Why would they want to do that? To cause drama? 8 to 7. I mean, that's just. So on the radio or on the television, I guess you're seeing all these different. Hey, if I were to watch what would I want to see? Work, like the three letters or whatever it is. What would I watch to see, the local stuff that's happening? Because we hear the same, 2-minute blurb all day if we listen to our news. Take care again. It is after 11 p.m. I'm going to try to get my head down. God bless. Well, you never know, Helen. I may be here later too. But probably not. So have a good sleep. Night night. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Oh, sleep tight. Hey, you know what sleep tight means? This is one of those, not urban legends, but it's one of those things that I have heard going around on YouTube or on the internet years ago. So sleep, instead of having the box spring with its frame, it was a feather tick. So you had a feather mattress made out of goose down. You remember old Go Tell Aunt Rhody? Go tell Aunt